Jai Gurudev. Last week we did Kriya Yoga. So Patanjali says Tapas, Swadhyay and Ishvara Pranidhana together is Kriya Yoga. So you remember last week's? What is the meaning of Kriya Yoga? Skill in action is Kriya Yoga. So in every action, there is a flaw. But if every action I do, keeping aside all my ragas and dveshas, and just be a witness to that action becomes pure. Yeah. So we've discussed this before also, no? Murderer will have a knife in his hand and a doctor will have a knife in his hand. The action is the same, but the intention behind the action glorifies or makes the action, condemnable. So understand this. Kriya Yoga. Yoga is the skill in action. Yeah? And the skill comes through tapas. Yeah? So last week we did 3 types of tapas: Rajasic, Tamasic, Sattvic, and another 3 types of tapas: tapas of the body, tapas of the speech, and tapas of the mind. Remember? Yeah. And when you're doing tapas, you go through agnis, the fires that burn you. Yeah, it's okay. Everything is uncomfortable. It's summer and I don't like heat. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah? Going through this willingly is tapas. Yeah? It's a difficult situation in life. I don't like so much drama, but it is happening. Yeah? It is all in my karma. Yeah? So I go through it willingly. When I have willingness here to accept people, situations and things as they are, whatever action I take, that action is perfect. Yeah? That action really is skillful. Do you get it? Yeah? So a little tapas is required for self-disciplining. Yeah? For me to be able to take good decisions in life, I need to discipline this mind. And the way to discipline this mind is tapas. Yes, we did this. Yeah. So now Patanjali goes on to explain the benefits of tapas and also why Swadhyay and Ishvara Pranidhan are in the picture. Yeah. So what is the side effect or what is the negative thing that could sprout out of tapas? Ego. Oh, I am doing this. Yeah, you don't know. I am such a great person. I am on the spiritual path. Yes, I am so strong. I do so much charity. Oh, there is no other good person like me. Any kind of tapas that I do can bring about the ego. Yes. So whatever good karma I was doing with all my actions, now I have added a seed of negativity with that ego in it. I've seen that. So my only karma bag is infiltrated. Today first time Gurudev spoke so explicitly about karma, no? Yeah. So we'll go into the sutras also about it. So recognize this. Tapas can bring about ego in me. Yeah. So I have to be very vigilant, constantly watching myself. That is where Swadhyay comes in. Now do you get it? While I'm doing tapas, ego can come up. So now if I have to be vigilant about my ego and keep watching myself, that process itself is called Swadhyay, self-study. Yeah? What we are doing right now, we are talking about the mind, about our emotions, about the body, understanding the whole drama, the mechanism of the mind and the intellect and the memory. Karma is nothing but memory. Yeah. So understanding all this drama that happens within me. Yeah. And then doing a little bit of self-introspection, working on myself, bringing about a discipline. This entire process is called Swadhyay. Yeah. So that is why Swadhyay is required. Tapas without Swadhyay can lead to glorification of ego. Yeah. So that is why today Gurudev repeated from last week and said, with tapas, Swadhyay is essential. You cannot just pick one. Yeah, both go together. Then isn't just tapas and Swadhyay together sufficient? He says no. Yeah. What happens with a lot of tapas? I'm really purifying myself, purifying the body, purifying the mind, working on myself, understanding myself. Yeah. And so I'm doing the tapas and the Swadhyay both together, but after a while this becomes dry. Yes, that is why love is required. Yeah? So tapas is like you are planting a seed in the ground. Swadhyay is like manure which will help this seed to sprout and grow properly. Yeah? So you don't just put manure, you also put pesticides and weedicide, that around this sprout weed should not come up and suck all its nutrients away. Yes, that particular area of the ground should be devoted to this little plant of mine. So tapas is the seed, Swadhyay is like the manure and the weedicide, all the treatment that you do so that it grows well. Yeah. But is that sufficient? If you want the sprout to really happen green and healthy and beautiful, you need to add water. Yes, love is water. That's where Ishvara Pranidhan. Yeah. Ishvara Pranidhan is nothing but devotion for God. Yeah. See, our love with the wife, the husband, the child, mother, father is infiltrated with expectations, with cravings, with desires, with aversions, with rejections, with acceptance, with all this. All these flavors are added in that love, right? So that is not the purest form. So you have to add pure water to the seed. No, you cannot add very dirty water. Yeah. So to add pure love, it is said Ishvara Pranidhan. One-pointed devotion to God. Yeah? God is not again somebody sitting up in the clouds with a long white beard writing down your account of debit and credit karma. No. Yeah? It is that energy, that consciousness that is pervading everywhere, including this body and that body and that body and that body. Yeah? Recognizing that, oh, this energy that is there in everybody and everything is what is running everything. Yeah. For example, your computer, the lamp in your room, the fan on the ceiling, all of them are running on one energy. What is it? Electricity. Brilliant. So, electricity is that energy which in this lamp is throwing out light, in that fan is moving air and throwing out cool air to me, yeah, and in that computer, making it possible for me to interact with you, for you to see me and me to see you. Same electricity has different manifestations. Yes, like that only. It is the same Ishwar, the same consciousness which is manifested here in a human body, there in an insect, there in a plant, here in a lamp, here in a whiteboard, here in the computer. It is the same consciousness pervading everywhere. So placing this pervading consciousness above these forms is the wise one's way to go. Yeah? So understand this. Ishvara pranidhan is required so that you have that love while you are disciplining yourself, love for others, love for my own self. Do you get it? Why Kriya Yoga is all three together? Yes? Buddha had said that what is the best way to do tapas with swadhyaya? Yeah? So the best way is, he gave you 4 principles. What is the first? Kayanupashchana. Kaya is this physical body. Yeah? So observe your physical body, not in the mirror. Now when I'm sitting here, how my body is sitting. Yeah? Becoming aware of the body. Becoming aware of how the hands are moving. Yeah? Becoming aware of how the words are coming out of the lips and how the lips are moving. This is becoming aware of the body. Kayanupashchana. Not just right now that you are looking at me only. From moment to moment to moment to moment, being aware of this body is required. Kayanupashchana. Second, Vedananupashchana. Yeah? Vedana, yeah? Sensations happening in the body. Yeah? So first I was just looking at the form, the movement, the action, external action. Yeah? So if the first one you want to say, observe the external actions of the body. Vedanupashchana is observe the sensations happening in the body. 2 separate things, huh? External and internal, that's the difference. Example, stomach growls when it's hungry. Vedana. Yeah? When the eyes are tired, the head gives that feeling of heaviness. I'm tired, it's 11 o'clock, I want to sleep. Vedana. Do you get it? The sensations happening in this body is Vedananupashchana. When you observe the sensations, you will start listening to the body. This brings about the tapas of the body in its purest form. If you're not only aware of your own body, how can you do any kind of tapas? Yeah? So becoming aware, oh, this is happening in the body. Yeah? Third is Chittanupashchana. Chittanupashchana is observe the feelings, observe the thoughts. Yeah? Thoughts and feelings are the same. I'll explain it to you how. A thought comes, oh, he said this to me. He should not have said this. This thought leads to the feeling of aversion. Actually, they are connected. Yeah? It's just that a thought leads to a feeling. They are at a separate level but completely connected. Yes? This happens in Chittakasha, the space of the mind. That is why Chittanupashchana. Now, not just a thought and a feeling is connected, even the impression that this feeling leaves on me. remains in the Chittakasha. For example, he said this to me is a thought. The feeling of aversion towards him arises and this stays in my memory. So next time when I see him, I don't want to be with him. When I don't want to be with him, it is because of that impression from that feeling that arose the first time. So a thought, a feeling and the impression that it leaves behind, all three belong to Chittakasha, the realm of the Chitta. Yes, that is why he said Chittanu Paschana. Observe the Chitta. Yes, and the last he said Dhammanu Paschana. Yeah? Dhamma is nothing but observe your nature. Yeah? Nature is not the labels I have put on myself. Oh, I am an angry person, I am a pretty person, I am an ugly person, these are labels I have put. That is not your nature. Observe your true nature. Yeah? Go within and see what comes naturally to me. Not the labels that I have put on myself, not the labels that other people have put on me. But going deeper within and observing what is my nature. Yeah? Dhammanu Paschana. Yeah? These are the 4 steps that Buddha suggested, yeah, for this path of Kriya Yoga. In this you are doing both together. You are doing tapas and swadhyaya together. There is a balance happening here. Do you see what I am saying? And what is the purpose of this? Yeah, it is Klesha Tanukarana. Klesha Tanukarana is to reduce the misery in life. All this will help. What will help? Tapas, Swadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhana together will help. Yes. And how to do it? Through Kayanupasthana, Vedananupasthana, Chittanupasthana and Dhammanupasthana. That is the methodology of doing tapas and Swadhyaya together and watering it with love or devotion. Ishvara Pranidhana. This will bring about skill in action. Yeah. And reduce the misery in life. Misery is nothing but the weeds growing all around you. Recognizing, oh, these are all weeds, I need to pull out the weeds. Yeah, and just let my plant grow or my seed grow. Whatever you put energy into, that will grow. Yeah, if you put energy into weeds, weeds will grow. If you put energy into that plant, that beautiful fruit bearing plant, yeah, that will grow. Yes. So, Klesha Tanukarna, it reduces the miseries in life. And second, it brings out about Samadhi Bhavanarthanaha. Means it brings about equanimity in mind. Yeah? Equanimity in your bhava. Yeah? And it brings equanimity in life. Mind will settle down. Mind settles down, all this chitta chatta settles down. I am a calmer person. At the feelings level I am also calm because the mind, the chitta chatta has settled down. Yes. And once that is calm, yeah, samadhi happens not just with eyes closed but in life. Yeah. In life I can bring about samadhi. Equanimity in life. Yes. Tapasvadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhan will reduce the miseries. What are the miseries? There are Panchaklesha, 5 miseries. Yeah, we've done this before also with Patanjali. Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha and Abhinivesha. Yeah. So first is Avidya. We've done this before. What is avidya? Considering what is changing all the time to be unchanging. Yeah? and considering the permanent to be changing. For example, this body is changing, but I keep feeling, oh, this body does not change. This body is like this only. And Guruji gave you many examples. Cells are changing, blood is changing, skin is changing, everything in this body keeps changing. Your hair is growing. So the body keeps changing. And I keep thinking that it is not changing. Situations keeps changing. Weather keeps changing. Everything is changing. Situations change. Seasons come and go. Happiness comes, sadness comes. Happiness comes, sadness comes. Everything is changing actually around you. Have you noticed? There is not one thing that you can say remains static. Look at a tree, look at a plant, look at an animal, look at a human being, look at the seasons, look at Mother Earth, look at anything. Everything is changing. But this mind feels, no, nothing is changing. Oh, my dukkha is permanent. The dukkha in my life is permanent. He or she is the cause of my dukkha. And he and she is permanent in my life. Yes? But observe, even like this body is changing, this mind is changing, these emotions are changing. I as a person keep changing. He or she as a person also keep changing. A wise one sees this. But one who is not wise, he is lost in avidya. And that avidya itself is the cause of misery in his or her life, not really the people, situations and things in his surroundings. It is his own avidya that bothers him. Do you get it? This is the first misery. Avidya. Second, asmita. Asmita is not remembering that I am separate and this body, this mind, this intellect, this whole drama is separate. Forgetfulness of this separation is asmita. That leads to misery. I start identifying with my mind, I start identifying with my emotions, then I get lost in the mind, I get lost in the emotions. Finished. Drama and more drama in life. Again, a wise one recognizes that I am separate and my body is separate. It is only a vehicle. I am separate and my mind is separate. That is why I can observe the thoughts coming and going in this mind. Yes, I am separate and my emotions are separate. That is why I can see the rise and fall of anger. This an intelligent one can really understand. One who is lost in the body, mind, emotions, everything, he is lost in the misery of asmita. Yeah? This is the biggest misery. Recognize this. So as we are going through these miseries, you recognize, yes, I am suffering from this. That's your homework, your classwork. While going through it in class, you identify, yes, I have this, I have this, I have this. Third klesha is raga. I want. And because I want, one little want in the mind, one little desire in the mind creates so much drama, emotional drama inside me. And because of that emotional drama, I interact like this with him, behave like this with her. Everything around I change. I bring about a lot of volatility in the atmosphere because of one little like. Raga. Do you get it? Second, dvesha. It's the other side of the same coin. I dislike this. is a dvesha. One little thought in the mind, I dislike this. So much emotional drama inside. Yeah, for the quieter people who do not burst out as a volcano immediately, there's a lot of drama going on within themselves. Yeah, and then at other times this drama comes out and into the surroundings. Where did it begin? One little dvesha. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Raga and dvesha, two sides of the same coin. If I have raga for something, there will be subtle dvesha for the opposite thing. For example, if I have raga for perfection, keeping things in the right place, being organized, being disciplined, I will have a subtle aversion to anybody who is not organized. Raga and dvesha happen like a couple, husband and wife, together. And the fifth klesha, fifth misery is fear. Yeah? Little fear is good. Yeah? Otherwise you will jump down from the 15th floor. Yeah? So little fear is actually care. Yeah? Taking care, being aware and taking care. Yes? But when this gets pronounced in life, it becomes nothing but a big klesha. Fear is nothing, the making of my own mind. Yeah? Something that I have created in my internal atmosphere, and I have given it so much energy, it has become a big thing. But this whole big bubble of energy is nothing but making of my own mind. Yeah? Observe this. So these are the pancha kleshas. What? Avidya, ignorance, asmita, forgetfulness of the self, raga, craving, dvesha, aversion, and abhinivesha, fear. All these five can be reduced. Yes? Tanukarana, we did on the previous slide, that all these pancha kleshas can be reduced. They can be thinned down. Yeah? With meditation, with practice, with tapas, svadhyay, ishvara pranidhana. All these will get reduced if you bring about kriya yoga. Yes? So now he goes into very beautifully dissecting the different stages that you are at. Yeah? He calls them first, second, third, fourth this way, but to begin with you are here. Yeah? Where these miseries are udar. Yeah? Very generous in life. Many miseries are there. Yeah? As in everything related to my asmita, forgetfulness that I am separate from this mind. Everything related to avidya, I am thinking everything is permanent. Oh, this person in my life is permanent. He is the cause of my misery. He is not the cause of my misery. It is this thought process, this understanding or this wrong understanding that is the cause of misery. So all these kleshas exist in me at a generous level, that is udara. When I start doing practices, when I start doing swadhyay, looking within, calming this mind down, letting go, removing the weeds and just letting the plant grow, and doing tapas, how much ever difficult it is to, let the weeds out and let the plant grow, is painful. That is tapas. So doing this tapas and swadhyay, what will happen? Certain kleshas will reduce first, certain others will reduce later. Yeah, one will be dominant, the other will be in the background. Yeah, so this one dominant, one in the background, then other dominant, the previous one in the background is called prachinna. Yes, it happens in stages. And then I work more and more and more and more on myself, and then slowly I see after so many years of practice, oh, it's all become very thin down. I don't get as angry as I used to get before. Yeah, in a situation I don't get so volatile inside, there's no turmoil inside, or there's not this major grief inside anymore. It's all thin down. That is tanu, thin down. Yeah. And the best is prasupta avastha, where they are just sleeping. They've given up on you. They are like, oh, she's too good now. Yeah. So where the miseries totally become quiet and dormant. Not that you will become absolutely pure and like light and anger will never even come up. No. It might come, but you're like, this is not important, and it goes away. Like, last as long as you draw a line on water. How long does that line last on the water? Like that. Almost not there. Yeah, so that's prasupta avastha. Yeah, almost non-existent. These are the 4 stages of the thinning down of your miseries. Yes. And how will you do it? There is only one way. Kayanupashchana, Vedananupashchana, Chittanupashchana, and Dhammanupashchana. Keep observing, 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 observing. Yes, and weeding out all that is not required. Just letting that plant grow. Going through what is required in life. Yes, this is the tapas of my life. Yes, and I will graciously and honestly go through this tapas. Yes? Clear so far? That takes us to the next sutra. That these miseries, they have started reducing, but how will this help me? So what? The main benefit, yeah, right on the top. Te preti prasa vaheya sukshma. When you make these fears, anger, ignorance, yeah, asmita, all this becomes more and more subtle. Sukshma is subtle. Then what happens? You become closer to the self. What is the self? What does it mean becoming closer to the self? It means that because of people, situations and things, I am lost in this world. So I have identified this self, that is, I actually have identified with the people, situations and things that I am lost in. So because I am lost in the misery of the world, either it is avidya or some raga with some person, or dvesha with some person, of abhinivesha, or fear of something, I am so consumed by that I have forgotten myself. Yeah? And I am lost in the external drama of this. When these 5 miseries become subtle, this external drama is not so important to me. And then the separation happens. And I become closer to the self, as in I am the self, but I recognize that I am not this person, this situation and this thing. And it's okay that these things are bad or not as expected in my life, and I don't make a big drama out of it. I de-link from people, situations and things. Yeah? So this makes me come closer to myself. Te prati prasava heya sukshma. And how can this be achieved? By dhyana. Dhyana is meditation. Yeah? Dhyana here is tad vrityayaha. Means these vrittis of fear, of craving, want, I don't want, I don't want, I don't like. All these, yeah, can be removed or eliminated by meditation. Why? By meditation, my impression of peace becomes so stronger that the impression of a raga, dvesha starts fading away in front of this impression. So this impression becomes the predominant impression. Do you get it? That's the mechanism. So meditation increases my impression of peace, of calmness, of quietness, and that's how I move in that direction. Yeah, beautiful, na? How it works. So this brings us into the karma topic. This is where Patanjali has explained karma more and more in detail, yeah, which he had not done before this. So what does he say here? Klesha moolaha karmashaya. Karma, you know, karma. Yeah? Ashaya, we have done this before, the impression. So the karma impression is in a bag which I am carrying with me, invisible bag. Yeah? So my karma bank increases with these kleshas, these pancha kleshas. Yeah? Raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, avidya and asmita. With these 5 kleshas, my karmashaya, my karma bank goes on increasing and increasing and increasing. And what will that do to me? Drishta adrishta janma vedaniya. Life after life, janma after janma, I will suffer. Vedaniya is to suffer in this body. Yeah, means you will come into body again and again and again, depending on what kind of karmashaya you have. Yeah, the quality of your karma bag will determine your next birth. Yeah, right now if I am doing all good and I have a karma bag with good impressions, then I will come in a good birth with good people around me, good surroundings, good situations. But if right now I indulge in negativity and I am lost in this world, then that's what will happen in future. Yeah? My next body or my next birth is defined by my karmashaya now. Yes? That is why Patanjali is saying, drop these 5 kleshas. These pancha klesha are the biggest reason for your karmashaya or your karma bank to increase. Do you get it? And you will not just suffer in this lifetime, you will suffer in the next lifetime also. Because some karma gives fruit now and some gives later. No? He gave you many examples. Like you plant sunflower or groundnut, in a few months you will get fruit. But if you plant mango, the fruit will come after 12, 14, 15 years. If you plant jackfruit, your next generation will enjoy the fruit. Do you see what I am saying? Your anger with somebody in the family, your jealousy for some friend, your hatred for your enemy will actually sprout later on in life or maybe in the next lifetime. You decide, do you want to be born again with him or her? No, na? The decision is yours. Choice is yours. Yeah? This is very important. Very, very important. Why is it important? Because sati moole tad vipako. You understand mool? Yeah? Mool is the root. Yeah? Till the time the root is there, the fruit is there. Vipaka is the fruit of action. Sati moole tad vipako. The fruit will come as long as the root is there. And Jati ayur bhogaha. Jati is this body. And you will come back into body again and again to bhogaha, to experience it. Yeah? These sutras are invaluable, I tell you. Put them up on your wall. Write them on a big poster, put them up on your wall so you remember this. Yes, the root of any future body lies in your today's raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, avidya or asmita. So wake up to this, and right now, this is the time. You cannot say, oh, after some more spirituality, some more meditation, after some more scriptures. Right now I have to do this. Yes, there is no tomorrow. Right now I have to clear my karma bank. Begin now. Yeah, so homework for you. Look deep within. With what am I creating karma? And what can I do to let go? Yeah, I have some bitterness for person A. I am going to drop it. It's okay. Yeah, it's not more important than my next birth. It is really not worth it that I am reborn with this person A. Yeah. So I'm going to let go of the hatred from my side. Whatever you have done, that is your karma. Yeah. But don't go home and say, okay, I am dropping you. Yeah. Don't do that. Not the person. The bitterness that I have harbored here, that needs to be gotten rid of. Are you seeing this? The bitterness is creating karma. That person is not creating karma. You running away from the person is not going to take away the karma, because the thoughts of the person are constantly going on. Yeah, that emotion is there, the bitterness is there. If I am carrying that in my heart, I am creating karma. Yes. So recognize this. If I have dvesha, hatred for somebody, if I have raga for something, yeah, is it worth it? Yeah, I'm so feverish about money, about name, about fame, about power. I want to be powerful. I want to do this. Not worth it. Drop. Yeah. It's okay. Make this the mantra of your life. Whether I get this or not, it's okay. Yes? That takes us to the last sutra. The last sutra is Te halad paritap phala punya apunya hetutvat. Means, you know, punya and apunya, good merit and bad merit. This good merit and bad merit will come from my action only. Yeah? Action is not just an action that I do, I pick up a pen. No. Action is in thought. If I think I want to throttle him, I have already done an action. I may not really go and throttle him, but I have thought here. Yes, I have already done the karma, because I am harboring the anger, the hatred, whatever I have for him. Do you see what I am saying? Yeah. So the punya and apunya comes from this action, the harboring of the emotion behind whatever. Your action, your speech or your thought. Yeah. We've discussed karma in detail before. This is how karma accumulates. So these impressions, punya will bring you joy, apunya will bring you sorrow. But understand, again you are still stuck in that joy also, na? You keep doing punya, keep doing punya, keep doing punya. Yeah? What does it do to you? I am so good. Ego comes up. You see? Again, in that bag of positive, I have put one negative. Now that is also going to grow. That negative will give birth to more negativity. Yes? So the cycle will continue. Positive impressions, negative impressions, positive impressions, negative impressions, you are caught up. Yeah? So dropping the attachment not only to the negative is important, but dropping the attachment to the positive even. Wash your hands of everything. Yes? dropping everything. Gave you a beautiful story of Jada Bharata, no? That at the last moment of his life, he got attached to a deer. Yeah? And then, because of his attachment to the deer at the last moment of life, even though he was enlightened, he took rebirth as a deer. You see that? Yeah, this is given as a word of caution. So think about it. Yeah? What impression do you want to have in your mind at the last moment of this body's lifetime? You decide, because that is what is going to determine your next birth. Yeah? If you have good impressions, you'll have a good birth. If you have any impression of raga or dvesha, that is what is going to happen in your next birth. Yeah? Drop all raga and all dvesha and just be. It's okay. Yeah? Make this the mantra of your life. However difficult the person is in your life, however difficult the situation is, or however unattainable that thing is in life, doesn't matter. I am not going to harbor any feverishness here to achieve that thing or to get that power or to get that name, fame. If it comes my way, great. If it doesn't come my way, great. Yeah? This is called sambhava, equanimity, no feverishness in the mind. Yes? Walk towards equanimity and you will surely get there. If you want to revise, you may revise the karma video from the same playlist. Yeah. Again, so that you can refresh your memory about all that we spoke in details in the karma session. You decide what you want the last impression of this lifetime to be. Yes? And start working on it right now. That's your biggest homework for this week. And I'll see you next week. Jai Gurudev.